Hi everyone, welcome. Today's video is something you can use when you are feeling under the weather, specifically if you got a cold or the flu. I've been sick the last few weeks and it reminded me how different it is to practice when we're not feeling well versus when we're feeling well. So I designed this specifically with sickness in mind, but really it's just something gentle that you can do at any point in the day. So I recommend having water, a pillow, maybe a couple extra layers, anything that you need to be comfortable in this space, maybe even some tea. I think I had some gentle music going in the background. So really set up your space with everything that you need, even if you need like tissues or a cough drop, just so that you can be comfortable for these next 15 minutes or so. We'll start seated, so if you want a pillow underneath your bum, feel free to do that. Otherwise, just sit in a way that's comfortable for you, and we'll begin to focus on the breath. Focusing on the breath when we're sick has a different feel to it. It's not always as pleasant, so you can focus instead of the nose or the mouth on maybe where the breath moves in the chest or the belly. And we'll begin now to make some small circles with the head. Really gentle, mindful of the fact that there can be a lot of extra pressure in our head when we're sick. Let's move the other way now. And we'll come back to center. Rub your hands together to generate a little heat. We'll use this heat just to massage out any part of the head or the face that's feeling congested or stiff or just unpleasant in general. You can also use tapping. This is from EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. I don't know enough about it to say more, but I know that it feels really good. So give that one a try. Face, neck, head. Just wake everything up. Now we'll make some circles with the rib cage to wake up the chest, the torso, the abdomen, and maybe get some movement even into the lungs. Moving one direction and then the other. Pretending like if there's a clock on the ground, you're hitting all the different numbers with your chest. And we'll come to center. We're going to do a version now of cat-cow that's seated. I'm going to change angles quickly here just to show you a little better. So first we will do our seated cow pose. So there's a light back bend, but instead of thinking about going back, think about bringing your sternum and chest up, and maybe your gaze as well. Remembering to breathe mindfully, and then arching the back, pulling the ribs away from your knees. You can even use the tension in your arms to pull back further. And we'll do that with the breath. So inhale to arch and look up, and exhale to round. Feel free to freestyle your arms a little bit here. The important thing is that you are moving the spine, using those undulations to move things around. Nice. Come back to that tapping. You can make your hand into like a little claw almost, and using the pads of your four fingers, tap along your shoulders and neck. This is a technique I like to use often, just throughout the day. I just feel like it brings a little brightness to any parts of my body that are feeling dull. So come to seated and switch legs. Switch the cross of your legs just for a little extra balance. Bring your hands up. And then you're going to bring your left arm to your right knee. Your right hand falls behind for a gentle twist. We're taking a few breaths here. Inhale and switch sides. In our twists, it's always good to be mindful of bringing length to our spine. You can move a little bit in this twist, but try to stay long from your head to your tail. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to twist. Inhale to reach. Exhale to twist. And do this 2 more times with the rhythm of your own breath. Once again, you can freestyle the arms a little bit. I like this kind of cactus variation on the twists. 1 more each side. Back to center. We're going to stretch out our sides laterally now. So reach up and then over to your right. The important thing here, the first focus is on length, and then we go over. So instead of crunching your right side, although you can shift your gaze up and down, you really want to be long here. Inhale to come up, and on your exhale, we'll spend a few breaths on the other side. You can bring some weight into your right hip to create a strong line of energy from hip bone to fingertips. Roll those shoulders back a couple times, and then we'll do that with the breath. Inhale to the right on your exhale. Inhale to the left on your exhale. Once more. And back to center. We're going to move now into child's pose. So knees come wide, toes to touch, hips go back more or less over the heels, and hands can reach forward. If having your head down like this is making it difficult to breathe, or if it's bringing any tension to your shoulders or hips, you can prop yourself up on your elbows. This is a great variation to use. If that is not the case, you can reach your hands forward and rest your head on the mat. Maybe rolling your head from side to side to massage out your brow bone. Refocusing your mind on the breath, letting go of anything that's come up. And we're going to go supine now onto our backs, but before we do that, let's take a minute. If you want to add any layers, drink some tea, basically anything that you want to do before we lay down, just to get comfortable, get centered again. We'll meet on our backs with our knees bent. And the first thing we're going to do here is a gentle hip opener. So take your right ankle and put it over your left knee, making kind of a triangle. Some people call this a figure 4. And to increase the sensation or the intensity of the stretch, you can move your left heel in closer to your body. You can also reach through and grab the back of your left leg and pull it in a little bit closer to your body. Any variation is great. If you are holding on to your left leg, you can rock from side to side. This massages out the lower back and the sacrum. You can experiment with pointing and flexing your toes here too. we'll go ahead and switch sides. So left ankle comes to the right knee. Oh, and I forgot to mention this on the other side. If this is a challenge for breathing for you, you can once again prop yourself up on your elbows and scoot your right leg a little bit further away. You can bring it in closer to the body for more sensation. If you are in this position, just try to keep a relatively long spine. And then once again on the ground, you can pull your right leg in closer to your body for a deeper stretch. Maybe rocking side to side. Maybe moving your feet and ankles. Coming back to your breath. Bring both feet to the ground now. Then bring them in. Squeeze yourself into a little ball. Rock from side to side. And from here, we're actually just going to extend the legs upwards. This doesn't need to be a really intense stretch. On the contrary, we want it to be relaxing. So bend your knees as much as necessary to make it relaxing. We're just moving the blood flow around a little differently. You can bend one leg and then the other for a hamstring and calf stretch. You can point and flex your feet. You can do whatever you want here. You can even rock side to side. All right, let's ground the feet again. Bring them a little further from your body and a little bit wide to either side of your mat, and begin to rock your knees from side to side like windshield wipers. This gives us both internal and external rotation of the hips, which is important for their all-around functioning. And squeeze in again to a little tiny ball. Plant the feet. We're going to Supta Baddha Konasana, which is commonly referred to as butterfly pose. So your feet are in the soles of the feet, not the palms, are facing one another. The knees are wide. If you need to put pillows under each knee for support, that's a great way to do this pose as well. Let this be soft. For our final pose before Shavasana, we're going to do a gentle twist. So bring both of your knees over to the left. I like to put a pillow in between my legs on these twists. The sensation of the bones of my knees knocking together is kind of unpleasant. So I encourage you to try that if that sensation bothers you as well. Let's bring the knees back into center and let them fall to the right. Using the pillow if you used it on the other side. Using your breath to bring softness to any parts of the body that are still feeling tense. For our Shavasana, you can take it in Supta Baddha Konasana. You can take it in the traditional pose, just lying on your back. You can take it on your side with a pillow. Once again, the goal of this particular practice that I'm giving you is really just to bring some gentle movement into a period of time when a lot of things, but specifically movement, can feel unpleasant. So really get yourself set up for success here in any posture where you can let go of trying to control your breath, your body, or your mind. We'll be here for a few minutes. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. whatever position you're in now, and begin to bring some movement into your body, your toes, fingers, wrists, and ankles, and come to a seat gently. We'll take a couple breaths together. Thank you all so much for taking the time to practice, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Be well.